able to try to come over here on this side of the street, Lord. Oh my gosh. Look, y'all pray for connection, okay? Oh, y'all heard it. Okay, y'all, good morning. Great morning, great morning, great morning, great people. Great morning, True Beauty Name. Great morning. Great morning, this one unstoppable in the building. Oh, y'all, let me turn. Y'all know I'm yelling. I do. I'm loud. Don't try to handle me. Anyway, good morning, y'all. How are y'all doing this morning? Hope y'all are doing well. Y'all, I'm trying something different today, so I hope it works out. Great morning, dear ones. Y'all come in, like the live, share the live, share the love. Welcome to Love and Clarity. Okay, y'all got y'all favorite adult beverage. Shout out. Y'all know I'm Team Celsius. Okay. Team said, come on, Team Celsius. And we receive it. Right. I ain't even want to drink it good. I had to wait till I came on here to even drink it. Thank you so much, dear one. Thank you so much. Yes, connect us, Lord. Okay. Hopefully, I think I'm live on all my platforms. And y'all, yesterday, y'all, I was able to figure out how to go live on Instagram, on the IG. I'm across the street. I gotta remember where I'm at. So, hey, you people, them. I just told y'all, I can't see y'all comments. Okay, I can't see your comments. So just work with me. Y'all know I feel so unprepared this morning. I did. I told you I was gonna tell them because was in my spiritual. Y'all, guess what? I ain't got no ring light. I don't. But I ain't needed one. Because it'd be fine when I wasn't using my webcam. So Lord gonna have to bless me with a ring light, cause baby, it might be a little dark on the other side of the street. Y'all just work with it, okay? Don't be no hater. I love y'all anyway, okay? Thank you for the follow, dear one. I didn't realize, cause yeah, I know, but I ain't had to use no ring in the month of Sunday. That's why. Anyway, we're not gonna worry about that. So I'm sorry if it's a little dark on the other side of the street. We gonna fix it. Or let's do it, y'all. Y'all ain't, can I just tell you right now, if we're not going to come here with no foolishness, we're not going to be on that page. We better get a little love and clarity this morning, okay? We going to focus on some healing. How you going to look at this, this, these messages we going to get this morning? I just want to drop this in the chat. Healing works, okay? Healing works. That was what the Lord and I were talking about this morning. He didn't give me a very particular scripture because he was like, we're going to see what he's going to do. We wasn't going to cut up today. And we told Patrick God we were going to cut up today. But healing works, y'all. We're going to be using the brand new Love and Clarity deck, okay? The Love and Clarity deck, we're going to be using that. Great morning, Cherie. Great morning. Or let's do it. Thank you for tapping in on IG. I'm so truly grateful. I do not able to see comments over there, but they do show up if you on the YT. Great morning, family. Great morning. It works. So we've been a see. Now, I want y'all to come in here, drop this in the chat. I'm gonna come in here with some accountability, the accountabilities. What is that? I'm gonna be accountable for me, okay? So you gonna have to be honest with yourself now, because I ain't coming over here just so y'all people here could talk about y'all people here, okay? We're not gonna be on that, but we're gonna talk about them, but we also got to realize that we got to talk about us, okay? There's gonna be some accountability in this thing today, all right? So just know that it ain't just gonna be us. We ain't finna be over here just low rating and dragging the people in who you had in your life. Because remember, y'all, we are the energy that we attract, right? So we gonna talk about it, no, because some of y'all you finna find out you finna have to face some things. Lord, this finna be y'all. Did y'all y'all got y'all lives in order? I hope so. Like the live share the love. Lord, this day, did I? I don't think I did. When the Lord blessed me to create this deck, y'all, it really was just, it was an opportunity to look. I saw so many things as I was creating this deck that I had personally healed from, relationships that I've been in. Let me say this right now. You know, momento. Dear, Get out of here. Dear exes of Touche. Well, actually, Latoya, because ain't nobody ever dated Touche. Okay, everybody dated Latoya. Dear exes of Latoya. I know that you don't watch my lives, and I am so happy and so grateful. If you do, I hope when you come over here that you get a word of encouragement. Let me tell you right now, if you ever just so happen to come upon, I want y'all to just say, dear ex, drop, you know what, True Beauty, I just couldn't even get it out quick enough. Go ahead and say to your exes in the chat right now, dear exes of, and then put your name right there. Dear exes of Latoya, I want to apologize in advance if you get in your spirituals about anything that I'm getting ready to say. But one thing, certain things for sure, I can't make you be accountable for you. But what I can do is be accountable for me. Now, you may not like my truth. I'm so sorry, Auntie One T. Okay, I'm so sorry for that, but that does not mean that I'm not going to tell the truth and shame the devil. Why? Because how can I help other people heal? Maybe even you. It's me, right? We still apologizing to our exes. Um, for the things that number one I put you through, but I also got to make sure that I'm accountable, and these are my truths. So, dear exes, thank y'all so much for being a part of my life. Thank you so much for making me the touche that I am today. I'm so truly grateful for y'all. I hope it don't get in y'all feet. Y'all don't get in y'all spiritual if you ever see this. But if you do, well, I still love you with the love of the Lord. Okay. And may you have some healing. May this be a healing moment and experience between us. Okay. Because we got some things. We went through some things. And I got to be honest with the people in them. I can't try to hold nothing back that I done been through. But I'm so grateful for y'all. In all truth and all honesty. I thank y'all so very, very much for all the experiences that we had. Um, I'm grateful. I love y'all with the love of the Lord, but don't get in your spiritual, okay? Or let's do it. Y'all apologize to the people in them. Hey, David, good morning. Great morning, dearest one. Thank you for making me the two shade. Now that you done said dear exes of insert name, now we gonna go ahead and say thank you for making me the insert your name that I am today. Because if you hadn't gone through these experiences, you would not be the great, amazing person that you are today. And then we finna do it. Okay, so y'all ready? OMG, child. Sip your favorite adult beverage if you brought that in the building this morning. Because, baby, the clarity is finna get real. Who in here that had some problems with an ex? Anybody had been in a toxic relationship before? Baby, this finna be a word. This could be a word. Let's see what we got. Thank you for making me the blue I am today. We're going to start off with love and clarity. I feel like we need to get a scripture first, don't it? Uno momento. Now, we didn't apologize to the ex. We didn't thank. We didn't, now we're gonna apologize, dear Touche. Dear little look, no, because ain't nobody dated. Dear Latoya, I am so sorry for who we used to be. But I'm so grateful for who we used to be. Girl, what was you thinking? What was you thinking? With all the foolishness, them El Fulios, anybody ever dated an El Fulio? Anybody ever been an El Fulio? Hey, little toy, we better now. We didn't got our life and our spirituals in order, baby. Because baby, let me tell you something. God. Thank God for God. Okay. Only do it. We only gonna do these readings on Fridays. I'm telling y'all right now, we're only gonna do it on Fridays, okay? But I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for the growth, Lord. I'm so grateful. Thank you for the healing. Thank you, Lord. We finna see what we finna talk about. Don't y'all get beside yourselves. Don't come over here talk about the little people in. I'ma tell Dad. I already told him yesterday. I'ma tell him again, and he gonna come snatch y'all and tell y'all. He gonna put y'all in the spiritual timeout. He gonna put y'all in the what's the box like hockey. He gonna put y'all in the timeout box, the penalty box. Y'all don't come over here cutting up on these people now, because y'all ain't finna turn up on them. Hello, uniquely E. Great morning. Welcome to the community. Okay. Let's see what we got going on. Okay. Hey, Sunny Days and them, y'all like the live, share the love. Let's talk about some love and clarity. Y'all, am I over enough? Let me turn it like that. And so y'all just make sure y'all try to keep me in alignment. Great morning, Tori. Great morning. Thank you so much for the roses, honey. Want it? Want to do it? Y'all ready? First card out. This is a new deck. We ain't never even used it before. Okay, so let's do it. Here we go. Here we go, y'all. Y'all ready? Daddy, we love you, Lord. Let's pray. Father, I'm sorry. I just feel like this better be so dramatic. Father, in the name of Jesus, give me the strength, the wisdom, and the understanding to do the things you put me here to do. Help me to lead, guide, and serve in a way that pleases you. Bless, protect, and shield me, my family, my children, my community, and their families from all negativity, negative energy, low vibrational energies, and intentionally or unintentionally from those known and unknown. Remove me and allow me to be a clear and open channel, vessel, and messenger of love, light, and healing energy for all who need to receive it today. Put me in the divine flow and in divine alignment with truth, clarity, wisdom, guidance, insight, knowledge, and understanding from you, Lord. Open our hearts, our eyes, our ears, and our minds to the truth, clarity, wisdom, and guidance that you need us to receive today. May I only speak the words to God's people that impact, elevate, uplift, encourage, motivate, and inspire them every day and in every way. And in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Oh, let do it. Here we go. Playboy. The first card to come out. We have the Playboy. This says situationships, commitment issues, still playing the field. Okay, still playing the field. So you ever felt like it was so many people on the team? You felt you. Can somebody just say this? I ain't gonna play second string. We ain't no second strings in this season, baby. We the first string, the last string, the only string. But yes, some of us have had to deal with people who had commitment issues or did. I, you see, I told y'all it was gonna be dramatic, didn't it? I told y'all it was. Okay, I did look. I knew it was, but these are the things, y'all. So let me explain this. Let me explain this message today, right? We are not here to low rate, and I'm serious. It's jokes, right? But we are not here to low rate, and I'm not going to low rate your exes, my exes, or anybody exes. I'm not doing that. We're here to do some healing because you understand that some of us, if we don't understand, we got to understand why we attracted these types of people into our life. Why do you keep attracting the narcissist? Why do you keep attracting the person who has commitment issues? Every person, every relation, come on, Lord, every relationship that you have, y'all, it is a reflection of something within you. Every friendship you have is a reflection of you. And so we're looking at things in the vein of that. I'm not here so you can drag your ex. I'm not on that. I'm not on that type of time nor energy. But what we are going to do is be accountable for the healing we need to do in order to call in the right types of not. And this is more than just love, y'all, because this is love with a big L. This is friendships. So we'll be talking about platonic friendships as well, friendships, relationships, not just romantic partnerships, right? So if you deal with some of like commitment issues, what are you afraid to commit to? What is it that how do you always want to turn it and say, like, what is it about me that makes me not be able to commit to something? Are you afraid of commitment? Or did you have a bad example of commitment? So that's the first thing. It's like, are you playing games? Right? Because we think football, but this card is on the 50-yard line. Are you on the fence? Are you straddling? Are you half in? Are you half out? Do you give 100% when you were in a relationship with someone? Or is it 50-50? Is it 70-30? What is it about us? So we always want to look at it in the vein of that. Yeah, we know you can't change a person, but understand this: people only do what you allow them to do, y'all. If you were accepting, let drop this in the chat. I know because y'all we talking about now. We won't accept less than we deserve. I bet you won't. I bet you if you think back on the relationships that you have now or that you've had before, I guarantee you'll never accept. You'll never, if you've gone through your healing process, you will never accept what you accepted before. You won't do it because once you heal, this is where they're coming in and knowing your value and knowing your worth. Man, when you done been played, anybody in here that been played a time or two, played with somebody playing in your face, right? They playing in your face. You know they ain't keeping it real. You know they ain't keeping it a buckle. Now, mind you, some of us could be stand-up people, right? Like you could have been the one in the relationship that was doing right. You weren't playing no games with them. You literally were trying to be a good person to them, and they were still playing around. How long did you stay? Anybody want to admit that? How long did you stay in the relationship? How long did you allow that person to continue to be in your life, giving you less than you deserve? Right? You let they say past the expiration date and and you could have had, sometimes we get mad because if you saw that fifth card, I should have pulled it. If you like your family and your people them will tell you sometimes like that, sometimes it'll be a fine line. People can see what's going on. Why? Because you didn't win and told these people. Then you go tell somebody something happened between you and the one that you was dating, and you done went to tell somebody, you done went and cried some and told them, child, he done did this again. Man, I can't believe she did me like this. You done went and told somebody your business, and now, but how many times did you do that? How many times have we gone and told our friends, our family members, something that your significant other has done? Oh, yes, I'm going somewhere with this. How many times have you gone and told them what you got going on in your house, in your relationship? Then what end up happening? You forgive the person because you stay with them. Even if it was wrong, you stay with them, but you forgive them, but they don't, but your people them don't. Let's see what else is coming out. That's why it's so important as you are moving into new relationships. Like the way I look at relationships now is I wish you would go and talk to your friends about me. No, what you gonna do is we gonna handle us. We because you got to stand in this season, drop this in the chat. I'm standing with my partner. You've got to stand with your partner. If you are going to be with someone, it literally needs to be you against the world. There should not, because that's how the enemy can come in and create division in your house. So you have to, I've said this to myself. Like I've had exes who have gone to other women talking about me, right? I did this to them. And guess what? I have I have gone to other men that I was friends with, and talked about my ex. So again, we're gonna be accountable for this thing, but the next person who happens to date me, no, it ain't gonna be none of that. I'm not gonna be running and talking to no another man about, because you know what ended up happening, y'all? That other man slid right on in, and eventually, I ended up dating one of them, a couple of them. Do you understand that? I told y'all, I ain't got no secrets. I'm fully transparent. I know who I used to be. You understand? And so, as a result of me now in my accountability season, right? I can say that I was over here talking to this. This is my best friend, and then all of a sudden, years later, it may not have been immediately, but the flirtation was always there. There was always me and him. Like then I ended up dating him, and guess what? It was toxic. It's all. Oh my gosh, let's get another card. So you got to be careful. So as you're moving, especially for those of you that want to be married, right? Hey, Jamila Nim, good morning. For those of you who want to be married, it needs to be you and your partner against everybody. Like we're not even finna play them games in this season, okay? I think look, two cards came out, so let's see what's next. It's a lot. Didn't I just say it was toxic? The toxicity is real. Didn't I just say it was toxic? I can't make this up, y'all. Toxicity, trauma bonds, karmic situations, bringing olden energy into new situations. So what we're doing, y'all, is we're gonna work on ridding ourselves of our own toxic habits, toxic energy, so that we're not taking those into the relationships that we want to have. Because this is the thing, you got to face. What is it within you? And we all live toxic. Can we just admit to that? Don't you ain't perfect. Ain't nobody, everybody in here got a little toxic energy in them. We all do. We all have bad habits. We all have some toxicity in us. But we want to work on healing that, right? So that when these new people come in, you're not carrying that old energy, that poison into your new relationship. We're not going to do that. Okay. Get it out the mud. Yeah, yeah, because why? Keeping you stuck. No growth potential, overcoming difficult situations, and reconciliation. Okay. So come on, shout out. Is that Kevin Gates? Shout out Kevin Gates. Get it out the mud. The first thing they're pointing out on this is, has anybody gone back to an ex a time or two? Man, these cards that I told y'all, man, these that make you face some things about yourself. And this is also, and remember, I told somebody the other day, last week maybe, to read the book of. Has anybody sat down and said, I know the type of person that I want? I know the type of man that I want to marry. I know the type of woman that I want to marry. Um, have you really just sat down and just said, this is the type of person that I want to be with? Cherie says, I'm standing with my partner because that was toxic. Your child, she put 5 C's on that. 20 years Cherie went back to a toxic ex. That they want to talk about reconciliation. Has anybody gone back to it? Has anybody split the block? Where you had went back to somebody that you know wasn't no good for you, or for some of you, you could have just stayed in something long past the date that you were supposed to. A lot of us have backdoored and went back to somebody and dealt with somebody, and you knew they was toxic. You knew it, but you stayed there. Why do we stay? This is gonna be, and y'all gonna have to answer some questions. Why did you stay in your toxic relationship? What was it that made you what was it that made you stay? Like, as we look back and we reflect on things now, because this is just a moment of reflection. Again, this is healing because we're letting go, we're releasing, but we're going to be accountable. KC said, scared to start over. Sunny Day said, because I didn't feel worthy of better. Uh, Zaleria, I hope I said that right. There's one, my child. Fear of changing, the spiritually protected, thinking we not worthy, comfort. Um, I didn't love myself. I didn't love myself. Jamila said, gone back too many times. I didn't love myself. Jay Causey in the building. Great morning, dearest one. I didn't love myself. So for me, one of my biggest issues was I didn't know how to, I didn't love myself. So I was looking for love outside of myself. I was trying to get someone to fill the hole, to give me love because I didn't really have it as a child from your parents. Now, because they were just told y'all, don't think that this ain't gonna get deep. This is coaching, this is counseling, right? You got to understand that these tendencies didn't originate from this last toxic relationship you were in. Most of these tendencies came from childhood trauma. Where is it? Trauma bond, trauma. From childhood trauma or not seeing parents who were loved correctly. My mama wasn't loved correctly. You understand? So as I was growing up, I saw my mama in like her and my biological dad, they didn't get like they divorced when I was 7. So there you go, broken home, right? So they divorced when I was like 7 years old. And then the next interaction that I saw between them, they was like ready to stab each other. You know what I'm saying? So that was my memory of my mom and my dad until when was that? A couple years before my mama died. Matter of fact, it was in 2005 because it was when I graduated nursing school the second time. My dad came from California and my mom was still alive at that time. She died 2 years later. So that was when I finally saw my mom and my dad heal. And I was able to say OMG because they finally healed what I had seen as a little child and what I knew their relationship to be. They didn't get along, didn't like each other. They both were married. Then after my dad, the next relationship that I saw my mama in was abusive. So guess who ended up in one of them kind of relationships? Guess who ended up divorced? Guess who ended up in a abusive relationship? So the thing we think that this is these relationships that we call in is just person. No, 10 times out of 10 is because of what you saw as you were growing up. If you dealt with toxicity, now when my mom met my stepdad, he wasn't like that. Love you, Vernell. He wasn't like that. Okay. Vernell, he's an amazing man. I talked about him the other day, right? So he wasn't that. But at the same time, my mama was very toxic, right? My mama, she was very toxic. And so my mama and I have done this healing and in the we did it in the spirituals because she was already gone by this time, but my mama was very toxic. And so she took her toxic tendencies into the marriage that she had, into her new marriage. Does this make sense? So when we start talking about love and clarity, y'all, it goes deeper than what you think is just this person. No, this you bringing this in and you're attracting this because most times it's all we've ever seen. You understand? And for a lot of us, not everybody, you didn't see your mama love correctly. But guess what else? It goes back generational. This is generational as well. Now, per my uncle told me that my grandfather, like he very much did whatever my grandmama wanted him to do, but he wasn't the most stand-up person either. Do you understand? Like, do you understand? So this is the thing. And then here's me, fully transparent, y'all. Fully. Here's me able to see my toxic tendencies in my daughter. Come on, Lord. Do you understand why healing? Come on, this is why. Do you understand why healing is so important? This is why, if you have children, like this is why I'm so grateful now that my children are able to see me in a different light because they had to see me. I fell out with my children, lost my children because of my being in toxic relationships. Like I lost my children for 6 months, y'all, because I was in an abusive relationship, and it was and I my value, the way I looked at myself, I was just oh my gosh, it was terrible, right? But I can also see my toxic tendencies in my daughter. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but I can see the reflection in the men that they date. Does that make sense to somebody? And I just, but you got to let them learn the lesson. But can I just tell y'all when I pray, and I look, I'm probably gonna get emotional when I pray, and I be telling the Lord, I'm like, I have apologized to my children for the life that I put them through and the things that they saw me experience. They saw me love correct ever. Ever. So as a result of the men that I date, both of my both of my children, not so much my son, because he's still, he's in his teens, but my girls, I can see which part of the toxicity they picked up. This why you got the next relationship that my children see me in, they will see a man loving me correctly. Why? Because I love myself. But they didn't see that growing up. They got this part. And so this is why we got to do the healing, y'all, because that toxicity will be passed down. And if they don't heal it, and this is the other part of that, here I am now sitting with my children and seeing them go through their own situation. And all I can do is sit, right? And just and give them wisdom. And I'm so grateful that I'm at a point now where I'm able to give them wisdom. Why? Because healing works. Had I not healed, thank you, dear ones, had I not healed, I wouldn't be able to give them wisdom. But at the same time, they also have to be strong enough to heal themselves and not accept less than what they deserve. Does that make sense? So if you have children, it's so important, y'all, that this is why we have to work on us. We've got to heal it, y'all, because if you don't, you're going to see your children and then they children, you'll just see it keep going and going and going. And now that I'm not dealing with any of this type of toxicity, now that I am able, because there was one, can anybody, if you have children, can you can you acknowledge the fact that if you hadn't done your healing, you would have not been the person I was not the person that my children should have came and got advice from. Why? Because I ain't know shit. I ain't know nothing. Nothing. I would have. I'm so grateful that my children didn't trust me to give them wisdom. 6, 7 years ago, I would have been leading them down the whole wrong path. How could I tell my girls? How could I tell them how to be anything about a relationship and I'm dealing with men that are misusing me, abusing me, mistreating me? I'm so grateful. This is why I be so grateful for my healing because now my children, I can give this, I can say, listen, I can't tell you what to do because yeah, but the 7, 6, even I go as far as to say 3, 4 years ago, I wasn't the person to come get advice from. I was not because I was so toxic myself. I was toxic. And so you got to recognize that within yourself, y'all. Like, but now, who I am now, they would have been getting advice from Touche. Touche, I mean, from Latoya. Latoya didn't know nothing. Latoya was hurt. Latoya was wounded. Latoya had been through so many traumatic relationships, baby. That's why the Lord wouldn't allow me to even do love and clarity messages. Do y'all understand that? But the Lord finally he finally said, you're healed now. So now you can go and tell some other people about healing. Now that I've healed the woundedness within myself. Mhm. Now that the exes don't trigger me anymore, they don't trigger me. I send them nothing but love. Now that I'm grateful for the relationships instead of being mad about them. You ever think about an ex and get mad? Jamila said my biggest issue was trying to find my father in a man. Oh, we finna talk about it. Y'all drop these comments because I'm gonna be talking about the stuff that y'all are putting on here. Jamila said because my biggest issue was trying to find my father in a man, even though I only knew stories because I never met him due to him being murdered. Yes, that's a whole nother story. So, do you realize that your father figure, lady, eh, men, put your mama in this role? You realize that your father figure or lack thereof is the type of man, or the not even a father figure, but whoever was. Remember, my mama and my daddy didn't really know their relationship because I was so young. But then the next one at the time of your life when you're imprinted, which is like around the age of 7, between 7 and 9, that's when you start to formulate. Really, people don't even recognize this. You start to formulate the type of, and I think how old were you? Uh, when you send so much love. I know you and I can talk about this, but um, how it's like that's the time when you will start to build the type or like the imprint of the type of what you understand a man or a woman to be. Does that make sense? And so at that age of my life, my mama was in an abusive relationship. And so as a result of that, I kept just getting that same type of person because that was what imprinted on me, right? As well as abandonment wounds because I had come on, Lord, because I had an abandonment wound because of the fact that and my dad kept telling me, "I'm gonna come get you. I'm gonna come get you," because my life was hard with my mama, y'all. Like I grew up bad. I grew up hard. We had a rough life. Like my mama was a single parent. Family wasn't the best. Okay, like, and then my mom met my stepdad, and things got easier. He was in the military, but prior to that, when I was a kid, up until I was 10, baby, listen at me. Life was hard. Okay, life was tough. It was tough, and so my mama kind of always remained in that toxic energy, and so my stepdad was great, but then I had abandonment wounds that I didn't even understand till several years ago when you start your healing journey. Like Jamila said, I was trying to find my father, even though she had only heard stories. So you start looking for the person, the man or the woman in the person that you date. Thank you, y'all. These messages finna be. I told y'all now. Cherie said I was Reese and I too was trying to find my dad and a man. such as my mother who never met hers and was abused by her stepfather. So much trauma we cleared before she passed. Trying to tell y'all, like when you start doing your healing work, y'all, when you really start reflecting on this, why the Lord will put you in that period, that season, child, where He'll just be like, sit down somewhere. My mom walked out on me at 6 months. I was abandoned. Man, listen, can you, y'all? This is why the Lord will make you sit down somewhere and start doing some healing. This is why the Lord will start. And it's, these are the kind of things that hurt. I'm not the person that's gonna sit here and tell you that these things are going to be easy because they're not. And a lot of times, do you realize this is why people go to therapy? Anybody ever been to therapy? I have. I'm an advocate. If you've never been, this is therapy, by the way, because it gives you an opportunity to, because most of us, not everybody, most of us have healed from this, right? We've done the healing from this so that it no longer triggers us the same way. My dad was in jail. My mom was in an abusive relationship with a man that didn't want me there. You understand rejection wounds, right? Like this is literally, so this is the kind of stuff you go to therapy for. I went for a brief time, but do y'all realize like a lot of my healing I did on my own with just me and the Lord, right? And so a lot of times the Lord, when you're getting ready to elevate, come on, God, when you're getting ready to go to a new level, you realize for a lot of you, your new level includes a spouse. It includes partnership. Good morning, dearest one. It includes somebody else. And so the Lord just wants to make sure He's like, listen, I know that this is a trigger for you. Most of us in here, can I just say this? You may choose to stay by yourself, but the Lord has somebody for everybody. Do you understand that? The Lord did not put you here to be by yourself. Maybe He wants you by yourself for a season. Why? Because there's some healing you got to do before He can bring that person in. We touched on that yesterday. So a lot of these things are the things that the Lord wants to make sure that you pay attention to, because we're not gonna pull these we're not gonna be we're gonna pull the band-aids off because there's scars up under there now. Does that make sense? We're not gonna keep the band-aids on. We're gonna pull the band-aids off because you need to understand band-aids don't stay on forever. You hit yourself and all of a sudden you take it off and now you just have a scar. But you're stronger now, right? You're stronger now. So some of us, yeah, this is this, but do you also understand that the Lord is saying the enemy can't, come on, God, the enemy can't use these wounds against you anymore. Come on, Lord. Do you understand that when you heal from this, that the wound ain't gonna hurt as more? Eventually you can just look at it and have a memory of it and be like, man, I remember that. But it don't hurt. It don't pull on your heart as much anymore. And so that's one of the things. That's like when the Lord was talking to me about doing these messages, because I know most people want to talk about love and exes and all of that. Yeah, we'll touch on that. But you realize that when you were wounded, you attracted wounded. When you were broken, you attracted broken. So if the focus can't be on the person that you attracted, yeah, they did some messed up stuff. We know that. We know that they did some. We know they cheated on you. They cheated on me too. Right. We know they cheated. We know it. And we let it. We let them. And did. They thought they abused you. Why? You let them. You let them. Don't nobody do nothing that you don't allow them to do. And sometimes that's the hardest thing. Look at the sun coming up. And sometimes that's the hardest thing to face, right? Is that people only do what we allow them to do. But guess what? We ain't allowing it no more. Drop that in the chat. Not anymore. Not anymore. Thank you for the follow, dearest one. People only do what you allow them to do. Okay. When you know, you know. Okay, come on. Look, new beginnings that are coming out. When you know, you know. This says passionate new beginning, immediate chemistry, ready to commit. Look, we went from commitment issues. Come on, God. We went from commitment issues to ready to commit. Is anybody ready to commit to a new beginning? And this is a new beginning with yourself, y'all. This is a new beginning in your mindset. This is a new beginning because you know, not anymore. Not anymore. I won't accept the same things that I accepted before. I have different energy now. It's like a new beginning in your DNA. Okay. This is a new anyhow. So you may have had commitment issues, or maybe you dealt with someone who did, but I bet you this new person ain't gonna be on that. I bet you that. I bet you because this the thing, you not gonna tolerate it. Drop that in the chat. I ain't gonna be able to do it. Because this is the thing, now let me tell this. Thank y'all, because what I'm just gonna say this. I want somebody right now to commit to the fact that just because you meet someone, number one, I can be honest about this. You know, the Lord will make you not get nobody know none of your credentials. Anybody in here sell a bassinet? Me, right? The Lord will tell you, this next person, you ain't even gonna be able to get them done. Hey, hey, you better you gonna sit down on them credentials and gonna sit on them. Gonna sit on them. You ain't gonna be able to even give them none. Some of y'all, you done been celibating it so long, child. You about she still work. Uno momento. Don't do me. She still work. Yeah, she together. Okay, just saying. So you might have to sit on them for a second. You gonna have to sit down somewhere. Some of y'all had little strumpet in y'all spirituals. Anybody ever been had a strumpet season? I told y'all this on the little live the preview yesterday. I had my strumpet season, and I calculate y'all so y'all get on my nervous system. I did calculate it yesterday because y'all was trying to handle me about my strumpet season. Okay, so my strumpet season was from 2010 to 2017. I had a strumpet season. What is a strumpet? That was a strumpet. Okay. That when I was married to my ex-husband, I got married when I was 19, y'all, and I was married to him for 10 years. I did not cheat on my husband, okay, my ex-husband. I did not cheat on him up until the end of the relationship. Like right before I think I started, okay, maybe I was a cougar. I was. Then this is what I be talking about. Y'all finna know all my business, but I don't care anything about this. It's my past. What does that have to do with anything? Y'all know I was a cougar, right? I had some cougarism in my strumpet season. And so I ended up cheating. And then like 2 months later, me and my ex-husband were divorced, right? Or we got a divorce. And then so I was married, I was dating this little young cat for like 5 years. I cheated on him. I was wilding. I was wilding. Y'all, strumpet. Strumpet. I had it in my system. And so I did. But I can say that about me now because I was buck wild, baby. Y'all just have no idea. My God, today. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, child, it wasn't me. You got to add an S to that trumpet, baby, because I was blowing. But not no musical instrument. You got to add it. It was Lord, I was trying to listen. So I can admit who I is, who I was. I'm not her anymore. I'm just putting that out there. I am not her. Didn't I apologize to my exes? It was tuned up, and I'm talking about all the way tuned up, baby. Y'all have no idea the things that I have done in my life. Um, I done lived a little bit of life. I'ma just say that. I done lived a little bit of life. I'm not ashamed. Let me say something about healing. There's not a single thing that I have done in my life that I'm ashamed of. If I did it, I was there when I did it. I'm not ashamed of anything that I have done ever. I don't regret it. I don't take it back. Well, I may not have been in the best relationships, but baby, I lived a little bit of life, and I can tell some people about some things. I know me, and I'm comfortable with me, and I am not ashamed of my past. I told y'all that thing, that healing, that transparency, can't nobody use my story against me. Nobody. You can't say a single word to me that is going to make me feel no type of way about my past. I am grateful for my past because it made me the touche that I am today. Bars, okay, so just saying. I'm not my past is that's why I can talk about it, I can laugh about it, I can joke about it. I understand women, I understand men, I understand being a strumpet, I understand being a wife. Y'all, it's so many things that the Lord has taken me through. And I just be like, man, I live life. I had fun because I am not my past. Absolutely. So You got to just admit to yourself, like you ain't always been right, you ain't always did the right things, but we're not that person anymore, right? Hold on, y'all. Let me get my good charger and make sure my phone is plugged up because it didn't look like it was plugged up, child. Um, I'm not my past. And so I apologize. That's why, and I've apologized to my exes, right? I've apologized to them. I hope they don't blow on the phone too bad, y'all, but I got to turn some air conditioning on in this thing. It done got hot. Admit to your shit. We did and are still doing wrong in many ways. Like you just got to own it. You got to own it, right? You have to own who you are. You got to be who you are. Because that's the only way that you're going to heal. You're no longer going to blame yourself for the stuff that you used to do. We not own that and we ain't even there anymore. Okay. Just you got to admit to being who you used to be. Okay. Now, I'm gonna take this one. Come on, I'm gonna take it and then we finna pull some more cards, right? And then we'll see what else they want to talk about. Yes, y'all was on one for this one. Listen, talk to me. Drop this in the chat. Talk to me. I'm finna tell y'all what the cards say. Talk to me. Talk to me nice. Can anybody say that y'all these messages gonna be fun on Fridays? This gonna be so good. This gonna be so good. So can anybody admit that the same things that used to attract you don't attract you anymore? Anybody have a type? People have been talking to me about my type. I don't think I have a type. Well, you're right, because when I saw David, and I'm not even gonna say his name because he might one day see me on Instagram. Look, hey, um, yeah, I'm gonna give a little backstory. First of all, don't be judging me. I happen to like him. I don't have a type, but there's this one little fella. Like I don't be listening. Actually, I'm finna say what I'm finna say. You know what? I he said, "Hey, I made a list the other day. I'm just telling the people I am. I told you I was gonna tell it a lust list. Why did I make a lust list? I'm gonna give you a whole truth and nothing but the truth. So, cause I have to talk about me. This my life. Somebody gonna say, how can somebody say something about my past? Because I am who I am. Listen, I have this feeling. I don't want to say feeling. Let me just say this. And you either know or you don't know. Women are beautiful. Can we admit that women are beautiful? We're beautiful. We are. We're beautiful. Have I slept with women? Yes, I have. I told y'all, I done lived life, right? I have done some things in my life. I'm not ashamed to say that. Do I want women now? No, I do not. I'm not. Okay. Well, back in the gap, when I was wilding, 2010, 2017, 2010 to 2014-ish, okay, I lived life. I had fun. I did some things. You understand me? That's why I say can't nobody use my past against me because I done did some things in my life. I think somebody made a comment, and I was like, baby, I think women are beautiful, and I will acknowledge a woman if she's beautiful. But that don't mean I won't know none in my face. I don't want that. I'm not interested. Back in the gap, had you caught me a few weeks like back in 10, 11, 12, 13, I was wild and I was doing some things in that time. I was doing a lot of stuff. And so, but that's not what I'm interested in, right? And so I was talking to Spirit and them about that because I think somebody had a misconception that that's what I was interested in. I'm not, okay? I'm not. And so, and I think, is it because I don't know, do I present as hard? I don't know. I don't think so. I think I got a lot of feminine in my energy, but anyway, I'm back. Uh, so I sat and I talked to Spirit and them, and I said, I made a list list. And so I got on my phone and I started giving some people I started telling just some random folks that I was like, if they want to tell me who I want to give my credentials to, let me give them some folks to work with, okay? So I started just looking up some random actors and stuff, okay? I started getting some random actors and stuff. And so I was like, shut up. I'm not gonna say their names because these men, he ain't got no wife. I looked him up. I'm back. And so I started just giving the people names so they'll have some understanding. If you want to tell me who I want to sleep with, it ain't no wait a minute. Meg Thee Stallion, shut up, Meg. She's beautiful, but I don't want to give her my credentials. I don't want her credentials either. But she beautiful though. I be taking twerk lessons from her. I do. Where I be twerking at? One day y'all gonna come in the gym and y'all gonna see me body yada yada on the treadmill. I was just putting it out there. Maybe on the elliptical, because I ain't gonna really be able to keep up with the yada yada part on the treadmill. I might fall. That'll probably be a spectacle. I ain't finna embarrass myself like that, but you might see it. Just wait for it, okay? Um, and is I told y'all, baby, when he get this body yada yada, he gonna get it. He gonna get it. Husband, where he at? Somebody, somebody, Lord, that he's not even here. He went to the other side. He said he was going to the other side of the world, didn't he? He meant that. He said he wasn't gonna be entertaining this foolishness today. That's what the Lord said. He said he wasn't gonna be entertaining the foolishness because he knew it was gonna be some of that in the spirituals today. Love you, Daddy. Hey, my Christina Nim. So, uh, anyway, I don't know who my husband is yet. I'm talking J Lulu Nim. You better say that body yada yada gonna be IBN. You better know it. You know something, don't it? You better know the way he gonna get the body and the ID. He gonna get it anyway. I'm back. Husband, I've been asking the Lord desperately, Daddy, show me who he is. Can I at least know who he is? Can I see him? Can I get a visual? Uh, I have one in my head. You ever know? I wasn't supposed to say that out loud. I said what I said. Back to the lust list. You right. Let me keep that to myself. Back to the lust list, right? So I started giving some random people, but then what ended up happening, I have a visual of somebody, but what it's like two people combined anyway, y'all. I ended up finding this video on my FB. It was on my FB, Lord. It was on my FB. And this little fella was rapping. I'm not gonna say his name, but baby, listen. I must have watched that video 74 times. I watched like seven. He said, "Oh, oh my gosh!" Okay, just think about it. That's how I know she worked, because that was the only time that she may not. Ain't nobody, ain't nobody, but she worked. Cause baby, what? Oh yeah, yeah. Because it was just this one. Yes, that's what he said. Lord, I can't say it out loud. They're going to go Google the lyrics and try to see who I'm talking about. I'm not telling. It be the most of the time, she just, let me just tell y'all something. Let me talk. Why are we talking about this? Lord, I done got beside myself, didn't it? I'm back. Listen. Why are we talking about this? We're talking about chemistry. you, you know, it's certain things that used to attract you that don't attract you anymore. Can I just say that? Uh Now you got to talk to me good. This is where we're going with this as well. Okay. You got to talk to me. It got to be some more. You got to be more than fine. You got to be more than fine. I ain't never had a type because honestly, y'all, the men that I've dated, they've gone. I'm finna say his name. Anyway, I can say my ex-husband's name if I want to. He was like bulky and muscular. He was real handsome in the face. He was tall and skinny. So that's it, ain't it? I ain't dated nobody else, is it? Oh, yeah, we don't count him. I don't even know what that was. He's not even on the list. Okay, I'm back. He got me in my spirituals. I'm back. So I don't really have a type, right? But you got to be more than fine. Can I just tell some people in this season of life, intellectual stimulation, intelligent conversation, open lines of communication, and being honest about your feelings are so important. Okay, it's a couple of them we ain't even gonna count them. It's only one for me. It's only one that I don't count on no list. Okay, But the same types of things that used to turn you on, the same, if you got to if you got to be able to talk to me good. Like I got to be able to talk to you, stimulate my mind, baby. Because if you think you're just gonna get these credentials, and this is something that you learn, right? This is what you learn. The more healing you do, you used to, it's like lust versus passion. I guess is the best way to say it. There's certain things just don't attract me. Like I'm not. This is how you know you done some healing. Because I used to like, I guess, a certain type that I was like for a year, for that 2010 to 20, not even 2017. Well, yeah, 20. Well, let me take it back. Yeah, 2010 to 2019 ish. I was dating. I was like, especially after I got divorced, y'all. I was a younger person. That's when I was in my club stage. I was in the club all the time. I had never lived that life though. I never experienced that. And so now, baby, we got to be able to have a conversation message. Like you got to be able to talk to me. Like I like to talk. I like to conversate. I like to communicate. So for some of you, this is the things you're going to start noticing. You'll realize that you couldn't even hold a good conversation, or even the level, the caliber of the conversations that you used to have. Babe, I'm not going to sit up and talk to you. No, we're not going to talk about dreams. We're going to create them. No, I want to talk about business. I want to talk about growing and creating stuff. I want to see you building something. I want to see what kind of leader you're going to be. How are you praying? How are you? Can I just tell y'all that if you don't pray, we ain't going to be able to get along. If you ain't connected with the Lord, you're not going to understand. You're not going to be able to deal with me. Why? Because I'm in service to the Lord, which means that the husband that the Lord sends me going to have to be in service to the Lord. Because otherwise, if he send me somebody else, that man going to get jealous of my relationship with the Lord. So this is the kind of, like, you got to sit down and start really understanding the type of person that you want. You can't, don't, we not just, this why we not settling. Drop that in the chat. I'm not settling this season. I'm not settling for anything that I don't want. What does that mean? A lot of us will stay single until the Lord is ready to send that person in. Because I don't want to have a person. I don't want that. This is why you think I'm so comfortable being single. I'm good by myself. And so some of you are going to have to go through that stage where the Lord is going to make you praying for a husband. Now, mind you, the Lord will send you somebody, but do you want healed, or do you want healthy, or do you want healed? We're not gonna accept that. We don't want this. We've done this. This is why we have to go through so many years of healing anyway. So this is why we don't settle. This why we're not gonna accept less than we deserve, y'all. This is why. This is why the Lord will say you got to be comfortable by yourself. And sometimes it takes years and years and years. And you got to be okay with that. Because you don't want the Lord to send you just anybody. You don't. Because what's gonna happen? You're gonna get with somebody, you're gonna realize that they're not what you wanted and then you're gonna have to start your healing process all over again. Because you may end up giving them more time than you're supposed to. This time, I'ma just wait. I'ma just wait on the Lord. I'ma just wait on the Lord. Yeah, you gonna get some counterfeits. Yeah, like in this season, I'm ain't no flings. I'm not giving nobody no goodies. No, I'm just gonna sit down somewhere and make sure that I'm healed and got myself together. I'm just gonna keep building these businesses. I'm just gonna keep being the empress, and then my emperor is going to find me. We're not chasing, ladies. We don't chase. We attract. I know some people may have this notion. I'm, I'm in this season. I'm in the traditional season. Nope, you're gonna have to court me. Nope, you're gonna have to date me. Nope, you're going to have to stimulate my mind. You're gonna have to talk to me nice. You don't have to do nice things for me. What? It won't do it, y'all. Why did TikTok just do that? It won't let me. Anyway, I know y'all still live, but TikTok won't let me be great. Let me see if it'll let me come back on here today. I don't know. It was trying to make me resume. Okay, y'all. I don't know. Okay, I'm back, but I hope hopefully it'll stay on. I don't know. I hope it's back on there. But this time I'm just not settling. Like, so I'm comfortable being single until, and oh, that's what I was talking about. I'm traditional, right? I want I just feel like the Lord is gonna bring the right connection at the right time. And it's gonna be the right person. Because baby, you got to be good by yourself, y'all. You got to be good by yourself. You got to be good by yourself. So don't settle and don't try to rush it, because if you trying to rush it, that means you still got some toxicity in your spirituals that you need to get out of. If the Lord give you what you pray for, he'll send somebody. You just because you feel like you need somebody. We're not settling. We're just not settling. Cherie said he sat me down to love me first. I would have scarred my kingdom husband. Man, listen, you better say it. You better. I'm talking about. I'm grateful that he did. I'm so grateful that the Lord said, "No, you're not ready," because I don't want to cause any. You understand that your exes had to heal from you too. Now you may not have been a bad person, and for some, let's because I can say this about me. I was good. The last relationship that I was in, I was good. Okay, but so the healing that they have to do would be a little different. I'm gonna say this because I have this kind of confidence in me. I may not have been the best, but I was the best they ever had because I know that about me. And so some people got to heal from you too, whether you were toxic or whether you weren't. I know who I was. Like, I wasn't a cheater, I wasn't a liar, but that's at the same point. Can anybody acknowledge this? Was anybody's last relationship their pivot point? My last relationship was my pivot point. Mhm, mhm. My last relationship was my pivot point. Why? I remember laying in the bed one day, and he doesn't even know any of this, y'all, because I don't communicate with any of my exes. I wish them the best, but I don't have any relationship with them. But he was my pivot point. Why? Because I realized just how much I was settling for what I didn't deserve. Can I be honest and say I'm not trying to, and I'm not gonna downplay him, but I'm gonna tell my truth, right? I think that that was probably the second most hurtful relationship that I ever had. Why? Because he was the one. Remember, I told y'all it'll start off as that best friend, but then it turned into a relationship. So it was that relationship that literally was everything that every other relationship had been, but it also was much worse because he was the one that talked to about the other relationship. Finally, today I just realized that I was experiencing everything that I had dealt with in other relationships, things that I never thought that I would deal with happens with him. Because why? I had told him about my pain. I had told him about my problems. I had told him how I had been treated, and then he ended up treating me the same way. I ever- He ended up doing it. And one day I finally just said, yeah, huh. And so in my next relationship, know this. I don't, and it'll probably be some time. I'm talking about the remix, baby. It was the remix. It was, y'all. That's why it was my pivot point, because the thing about it was the Lord also had me in a position where I had to be there for this particular person. Like, I was there, y'all, but when the way, like, this is why the Lord had to sit me down and do some healing, because the way that I had to end up at the end of the day, I had to show up for this person. And I'm not even gonna go into detail about this particular part, but when I tell y'all that it was like life or death, and I was there, and when at the end of it, I had to sit down and heal from it, y'all, because I was like, man, I can't even believe like I really gave so much. I did so much. I helped so much. I did all of this. And for that person to then turn around and play me the way that it ended up happening, I had to heal from that. That's why I'm still single right now. Well, that was why now I'm healed from it. But back then, oh y'all, the hurt in my spirituals, the way that I was hurt, I'm telling y'all right now. And so I was so grateful for the Lord. And I know that the next relationship that I have coming in, I don't want to talk about your exes. I don't want to talk about them. It's not to say that we won't eventually. Can I just encourage somebody to do this? I don't want to talk about them. I don't want, because that version of me was so unhealthy and so unhealed that I don't even want to talk about the pain with this new person. Now, I don't think that'll be forever. Let me rephrase that. Maybe eventually we can talk about it, but in the beginning, I don't want to. Listen, if you ever see this video, I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about how these other men treated me, because these, can we just commit to this, y'all? Commit, right? These new relationships, these new friendships, these new partnerships that we're calling in, they're coming, they're healed, they're healthy, because we are healed, healthy, and whole. Does that make sense? So I don't want to go into a relationship like all the other relationships I went into. I talked about the pain. And I'm not doing that. When my husband comes, and I claim husband because that's the only thing that I'm attracting is my husband. So this time when I go into a relationship, or friendships, even whatever it is, all of my relationships are going to be based on a healed person, healed energy. And but that the Lord had to set me down in order for me to get to that point, right? Because now I'm not at a hurt place anymore. So just commit to that. In the new relationships that the Lord is bringing in, when he sends you your person, don't go talking about how everybody else did you. Don't do that. We're not even gonna start like that. I'm not doing that. We not doing that. It was definitely my pivot point, because he showed me the same signs of my 20 plus year ex, sex and all, in a super fast 8 weeks. I used my voice, let him know what were my non-negotiables and what his pull on me was doing. Listen, I'm trying. Anybody ever had, I don't, is that part of this? Maybe for next week. We'll talk about that next week. You don't think that you can't go, like, you may, just like Cherie just said, you may meet somebody and they may have characteristics of your exes, but don't let that person prove who they are. That's what I'm gonna say. Because some of y'all, you'll discount your person because they got similarities to how somebody treated you. But do you realize that for a lot of us, we're in a place like, a lot of us has anybody had to deal with codependence? That was a big thing for me. That was a big reason why the Lord had to set me down and say, no, be by yourself. You got to be okay with yourself. Why? Because I was codependent. That's why those relationships were where they were. Okay. And so and this may be you having to realize some things about yourself, right? Do you have issues with codependence? Do you feel like you just have to have somebody? Do you feel like you just need somebody in your life? I'm telling you right now, the Lord will sit you down and be like, that's why he's not going to send anybody. But you'll keep attracting codependent people. You'll keep attracting that until you heal it. And how are you going to heal that? By learning to become interdependent. You're going to have to learn how to be interdependent. Because otherwise you'll keep attracting codependent relationships. You got to want somebody but not need them. And that's where the Lord had to put me. You can want, you can want someone, but you don't have to need anybody. Because you'll still be trying to fill a void. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Just saying, if you're trying to fill a void with somebody, it ain't gonna work. That's why you got to learn how to love yourself. That's why you got to go spend time with the Lord. That's why you got to go here, go put you by yourself, so that you can learn. When you understand how the Lord loves you, nobody else, man or woman, does not matter. When you know how the Lord loves you and how the Lord shows you unconditional love, every other person will have to, because he's going to teach you unconditional love, because he's going to teach you the way that he loves you. And so as a result, you'll start to look at, it's like, my daddy, my daddy treats me real good. My daddy loves me real good. Message. So if you don't, that's why your relationship with the Lord is so pivotal in so many areas of your life. It's not just about, let me, you know what I'm saying? It's like the Lord will teach you so many things, so much, y'all. So much. And so you won't accept it. You won't accept someone who's mistreating you. You won't accept someone who's breadcrumbing you, manipulating you, gaslighting you. You going, just like the Lord gives you time, you gonna have to give me my time. You gonna have to communicate. You gonna have to stimulate my mind. You gonna have to give me what my daddy gives me. Because if you don't, then you not for me. Like, that's just it. You That's just it. And that's just where I'm at in my life, right? Everybody's not there, but it's just like I had to go. The Lord sat me down and he made, just like Cherie said, he made me learn to love me, because I didn't love myself. That's why it was so much of this in my spirituals and in my relationships. And now that I love me correctly, this is for my, like, y'all, it be stuff like this, right? These are things, let me just tell y'all, requirements. And this may offend some people, but I feel how I feel. Right now, my car is super dirty, but you know who washes my car? Me. You know who goes and gets my oil changed? Me. You know who puts gas in my car? Me. So all these things, you know who vacuums it? I need to vacuum right now. Me. All of these things you got to be able to do for yourself. But then when my husband comes in, it's certain things that it's just like, you don't have to do that. I'm no, I don't want to have to, because do you understand but it's independence, but you're going to have to give this up, ladies. And when your person comes in, and women, you're going to have to take care of that man. Yeah, you're going to have to take care of him, because he deserves it. If he's protecting and providing, if he's leading you and he's guiding you, then you're going to need to show up and be a woman for that man. I'm not just going, because sometimes it's our fault. You understand that sometimes it's our fault. Sometimes because you've been so hurt, you won't give that man, especially if he's showing up the way he's supposed to, you better give him what he deserves. I can't wait to be a wife. I can't wait. I was not the best wife to my ex-husband. Why? Because I was in nursing school 2 times, and I was trying to go to where I was working. I was very career focused. Like, I wasn't. But this go round, I can't wait to be a wife. I can't wait, because I know how good of a wife I am. But it took me so long to get to that point, right? I can't wait to have a man to nurture and take care of and pamper and buy cologne for and just do all of these things. I can't wait to do those things, because I know that that's going to be reciprocated. Does that make sense? So treat yourself the way that you want your spouse to treat you. Like, I'm not gonna have to ask for money. He's not gonna have to ask me. I'm not gonna have to ask him to do things like take care of me and send me flowers and send me, like, I'm not gonna have to ask him to provide or protect, because that's going to come naturally. Why? Because that is the energy that I'm in. Does that make sense? Be the energy that you want to attract. I'm not gonna have to tell him to be a leader. I'm attracting a leader. I'm attracting someone who's going to serve and be in leadership the same way that I am. You are the energy that you attract. So you're going to be able to see him lead in life